Today I want to talk about two very primal forces. I went for a walk on the beach today and I was walking along, and the one sound that was really in my ears was the tide coming in and going out. Ebb and flow. So I want to talk about these two primal forces today because I've been thinking about them over the last couple of months and what they actually mean to us as human beings. When you walk along the beach, you can see everything happens really naturally. When the tide's coming in and its flow state, you can almost feel that power, that energy that is coming in. The water coming onto the sand. And we know how destructive high tides can be. We've seen the destruction on the news, on videos on YouTube. We know the power of that water when it's driven onto the land. And when the tide is coming in, the water's coming in, we can actually see that it hits the sand, and that energy that it's carrying transforms itself and goes into the sand. Because energy changes state from one form to another, it transmutes. So the other power of nature, the other powerful force is ebb, the ebb state. When the water recedes from the beach, it trickles back through the pebbles all the way, pulls right back. And for a moment there's a calm. An ebb state is a very interesting state. If we take those two states and overlay them onto our human lives, because these two powerful forces are constantly working in our own lives. And I want to talk about ebb state first, because ebb state seems to be a place where nothing is happening. You know, you can feel like you are wading through treacle because everything that you planned, everything that you want to achieve is somehow out of reach. And you don't know why. You try this, you try that, you read, you meditate, you try and push things forward, you listen to The Secret, but for some reason there's just no progress. Well, you know what? I think that's because we're in ebb state. And ebb state is probably the most difficult place to be out of the two states, the ebb and flow state. And the reason is because we feel that nothing is actually happening, nothing's progressing. So what do? We get frustrated. We might get angry because we can't see a way out of a situation, or we can't see the solution to our problem. But ebb state actually holds a lot of power. It's a force of nature. And if we understand it at the fundamental level, we can use it in a very effective way. In ebb state, we are consolidating, we are learning, we are healing. We are going through the processes that are transformative internally. We are preparing. So if you have something to shift, you need to go deep inside and find your core and pure truth to be able to get to really what is going on. So ebb state is a very powerful state. So you want to be looking at what is really going on with you if you feel that you are in a state of stagnation. What do you have to transform? What internal alchemy do you have to perform in order to release yourself? So it is a very transformative state. But you know what? We get frustrated, and then we lose faith and we lose trust. We lose hope that we are ever going to get to a place where we are going to have our needs, our wants and our desires met. But this is precisely the place where we can build up the power that we need to move forward, even though it doesn't seem like it. And the reason it doesn't seem like it is because nothing seems to be happening in the third dimensional reality that we see around us. But believe you me, what is going on the energetic highway is a lot of activity pushing forward towards the goals and the intentions that you have set. Yes, you can't see it, but it's there. It's happening. So this is where the frustration lies. But if you use that power of ebb, of preparation, in the right way, you will be ready for when that energy switch happens and ebb state turns into flow. Because when flow happens, you need to be ready. You need to seize and jump on the opportunities that are suddenly open to you. You need to see what is actually going on and take advantage of what is coming in, what the universe is bringing in to you. But if you haven't prepared in ebb state, you might lose that opportunity. You might be filled with doubts. Oh, I don't deserve this. I'm not good enough for this. So you need to do that work in ebb state in order to be ready and prepared for when flow comes. So I see this as an analogy. I see it as a boat that is travelling along a canal, and when it gets to lock, the only way through is for the lock to be opened and the water on the other side to fill up the reservoir, because if it is too low, the boat will not be able to go through. So what you're doing in ebb state is you are filling up your reservoir of resources, whether that is mentally, spiritually or physically. And on the canal, when the water has filled up to the right point, the gate opens and the boat can sail through. So you also can sail through into that flow state and take total advantage, make the most of all the riches and the gifts and the abundance that is coming to you. And in flow state, things tend to happen very rapidly, one after another. So these two forces are so very important to understand in our lives. And maybe it's worth checking whether you are in ebb state at the moment or flow state. And if you're in ebb state, remember, don't get frustrated. Don't lose faith. Don't lose trust in the universe. It may seem that nothing is happening to you, but in the background, everything is taking place. The universe is organising things for the manifestation to take place of what you most need, want and desire. Be well.